Welcome back to the garage. Today we are going to work on this pressure washer, and it's not currently running, and I can't go any further on the YFZ 450, so I need to get something done. And I got stuff around my house that I want to do, and actually I do a lot of projects around the house, projects like this pressure washer, and projects like this. Do you want to see stuff like this on my channel outside of just fixing dirt bikes and four-wheelers? In the middle of patching my rusted and rotted grass catcher for my lawnmower. I don't know if this is something you guys want to see. Let me know in the comment section. So let's get going. Let's bring this thing in the garage. I'm not sure if you guys want to watch this. I know most of you guys like to see me work on ATVs and dirt bikes, but things still got to get done around here. So I'm going to tear into this so I can give you guys a video while we're waiting for parts. The logistics are still nuts because of COVID and whatever other excuse they want to use these days. So waiting on parts seems to be a concurring theme these days. Anyways, let's pull this in the garage and get started. Yeah, this pressure washer isn't mine. It belongs to one of our children, and I guess it's not running. They bought it secondhand off Marketplace to save some money, and I guess it doesn't run. So we're gonna try to figure out why this doesn't run. Yeah, there's oil in there. Not a lot. There's oil in there. We'll have to add some. Doesn't look bad. It's caramel colored. Doesn't look bad. Alright, that's enough in there to start it anyway. Alright, next, let's take a look inside the air cleaner and see what we got going on here. And there is quite a bit of oil in here. And not too sure why. I'm thinking maybe this thing was laid on its side, and oil got into the air filter. So, I mean, yeah, that's motor oil. Let's see if we can get this to start. We'll put it in the on position. We'll choke it, and let's see what happens. Alright, we got nothing. Let's see, is it the big one? Yeah, it's the big one. And the plug wasn't very tight. It doesn't look bad. You can see the plug there. Don't look bad. It's not oil fouled. Doesn't smell bad. Let's see if we have spark. Turn it on. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. You guys better look here. Let's see if you guys can see that spark. That's a good spark. Alright, let's move on to the next thing. Alright, I gotta squirt just a little bit of fuel in here and see if she fires over. Let's see. All right, there's a little bit in there. Let's put the plug back in. All right. All right, she's firing. So at this point, we got carburetor issues, so let's dig in. All right, gas line's off. I'm gonna just tuck it up in here just to keep it from leaking. And we should be able to just tip this up and pull these linkages out. And we got the carburetor. All right, so we got a 10mm drain bolt right here. So I'm going to crack that and drain the carb out because I don't want this all over everything. And it's already leaking pretty good. There we go. Let that drain out. Quite a bit of gas leak. Let me clean it up. Alright, let me scrape this little bit of gasket material off of here, if I can. And the gasket did break on the back side of this, so probably gonna have to make one out of cardboard. Not a big deal. And there's a lot of gas in this carburetor, that's for sure. Alright, quite a bit of gas in there, as you can see, for a little carburetor. And it looks pretty rusty, so we're probably going to have an interesting view inside this, for sure. Alright, let's crack the 10 off the bottom. There we go. Yep, she's pretty rusty in there. I don't know what the inside is going to look like. Rust just poured out of it, though. Let me put a light on this so you guys can get a better look. You can see the rust in there. Yep, quite a bit. And that's from the carburetor and the water being inside the carburetor. That is not from the gas tank because the gas tank is plastic. So let's dig a little deeper. Let's dig into the float, see what we're looking at here for the float. Float looks okay. The needle looks all right. On these little carburetors, you need a screwdriver that's flat on the sides like this. Most screwdrivers kind of bulge out. Show you the difference. These are the difference in the screwdrivers, and this won't get down inside the hole to get the jet out where this one will. You could actually take these and grind it down, but they actually sell screwdrivers specifically for this. Well, I got it out. Didn't want to come out very easily though, but it came out. And that hole is plugged solid. So the engine wasn't getting any gas, that's for sure. Let's get a look down inside of here. I should probably pop the emulsion tube out too. Let's see if it'll move. It's real easy to damage these, so I don't want to damage it, but I'll try to push it out. See if it wants to go. Yep, she went. Now will it come all the way out is the question. Let me grab a pick. See if I can get the emulsion tube to come down. I'm just using an angled pick here. And like anything else, it does not want to move. And I don't want to damage it. So let me put some brake cleaner in there. There it is. That loosened it up. And these holes are all plugged too. So this needed to come out. So that needs to get cleaned. That needs to get cleaned. And so doesn't this. I mean, look at the crud falling out of there. All right, I am going to clean this all up. I'm going to try to avoid hitting that, gasket, because if it swells, we'll be in trouble. I don't have a replacement for it. And I need to make a gasket for this. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. But first of all, let me clean all this up, and I'll come back when I'm done. All right, this is a carburetor cleaning kit. I forget where I bought this. I think I bought it on eBay. It wasn't a lot of money. And they have small little cleaners that go down inside and clean these out. And I think that we'll find the one that fits to clean this main one out. Yeah, that one there's a pretty good fit. See if there's one a little bit bigger, just to make sure we got it clean. All right, there we go. That's it. And it's nice and clean down the middle now. And these tiny little holes here, real tiny little holes, we're gonna try to clean with a really sharp pick. And the reason for that is because I don't really have anything else that can get down inside those holes. The emulsion tube is good. Now I just gotta try to figure out how to clean this thing out. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a tiny, tiny drill on the end of this piece of metal. This threaded rod, not threaded rod, this piece of drill rod, I think it is. Anyways, there's a tiny, tiny drill on there. And I made this up years ago for cleaning out the small ports on carburetors. And you just put it in there and turn it, and you get all the crust out. See that big, look at that big wad of shit that just came out of there. See that? And I'll just keep pushing that through there until I get it nice and clean. I don't really have anything else that I can use for this, but it works pretty good. I don't know if you can see it going through there. It's really hard to pick up, but it is going through there. And it's cleaning it out pretty good. Let me hit it with a little bit of brake clean. And we'll do a little bit more cleaning. Hit it with some air. And I don't know if you guys can pick that up, but maybe if I put the light behind it, you can see that hole. See the hole? Now it's nice and open. You couldn't see through it before. So we're good to go. All right, let's start putting this back together. Carburetor's clean. Now, I gotta make a gasket for this. Let me show you how to do that. All right, so I'm gonna make a gasket out of this piece of cardboard. I got this piece of cardboard from a graphics kit for a 426 Yamaha dirt bike that I had purchased and rebuilt. If you wanna watch that, you can go back in my, my history and you can see that. So the easiest way to make a gasket is I'm gonna take this, and the white surface shows the best. So I am gonna put the white over this, just like this. I'm gonna hold it down. Okay, then you take a small hammer, and you don't wanna kill this because it's plastic, and you just tap around. Try to keep it in the same spot as best you can. My dad showed me this when I was a kid, when we used to work on the old cars that you couldn't get parts for anymore. And it gives you roughly a decent outline. And I moved it around a little bit while I was tapping, but that's okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut out the main shape and see how it fits on there. I'm gonna do it with scissors. All right, it's raw. I mean, it's not, it's not perfect, but it'll work. So now I'm gonna put it over the center, and I am going to tap around that inside hole, and I keep moving it, but there you go. For this, I'm going to use a razor to cut that out. And this is not a high-performance machine, so if you got a little, if it's not perfect around the opening, I mean, it really doesn't matter. I'm just gonna tap around the hole. And there's the two holes. All right, there we go. Here's our gasket. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but I'll guarantee you this, it is gonna work. All right, we're back at the pressure washer. Before we go any further, I just want to drain off a little bit of this gas, just in case there's some crud inside the gas line. And that gas looks like it's pretty clear, but I just want to make sure there's no water in there. When it gets hot and cold, the gas tanks are plastic and they sweat. Same thing with dirt bikes and four-wheelers as well, but more so with these because these don't get used that much. Same thing with a snowblower or even a lawnmower for that matter. So if you put it in a glass jar and you let it sit for a while, you'll see the water, you'll see like a clear bubble on the bottom, and that's water. And you want to try to get all the water out of your tank if that's the case. I don't really see anything in there yet, but it hasn't been sitting for a real long time. I'll take a look at it again tomorrow and see if we have any water. All right, looks like everything's good. Let's just torque it up. Now we can't run it for a long time because the pump will overheat, because the pump really has to be lubricated. It has to be cooled with water. But I want to see if she'll start. So let's back you up and give it a shot. All right, the gas is on. I don't see anything leaking. Let's choke it. Let's see what happens. Because she needs. All right, she runs. I don't want to run it too long because we need to get the water hooked up to it. She might be bogging a little bit because it doesn't have the air cleaner on there. And these things are pretty sensitive when it comes to stuff like that. So I'm going to install the air cleaner and we are going to see if this thing works. I guess all I needed was a good carburetor cleaning, because she's taking all the mildew off my deck right now with no problem at all, as you guys can see there. So I guess it was a success. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. And if this is something you guys like, be sure to subscribe.